Let's turn to the mayor's race. We've mentioned that enough. It's a crowded field, 13 candidates. We may soon have a 14th. Lynn, bring us up to speed. What's going on with Congressman Chuy Garcia?
So he is deciding, he will not decide if he gets in the race until after Tuesday's election. A big factor is whether or not the Democrats can keep the House, because if they don't, that will give more inspiration to him to run for mayor. Now, he will have just been elected to a full 2-year term, so if he runs for mayor, he will have nothing to lose. He will still be a congressman, even if he is defeated for a second time he ran. So he paid for a poll. Poll, no surprise, because it was made public, shows that he would be in very good shape if he decided to run. So my analysis at this point is that he probably will, because he has nothing to lose, and there may not be another opening. Once an incumbent perhaps wins a second term, it will just become harder, and Lori Lightfoot is there. So a quick thing, there's 13 people, but these are not all equal candidates. They might be equal in their mind, but, Chuy Garcia is a name that people know.
Absolutely.
Half of these people running, I know that they may think they're very important aldermen, and no disrespect, or state representatives, they are not well known.
Yeah.
So when you
talk Garcia,
about
you think
money,
will be competitive here then?
Oh, of course he is.
Yeah.
Because of the people there, the ones who have citywide name recognition are Mayor Lightfoot, Chuy Garcia, and Paul Vallis. That's why this will be a hard one for the Chicago Teachers Union, who put their endorsement already and money, as well as the National AFT, put $1 million into someone most people have never heard of, County Board Member Brandon Johnson.
Yeah.
These are not people in the news. They're unknown quantities, and they have never, ever been tested in big deal press conferences.
Well, tell me this, Lynn. There are 8 black candidates.
Yes.
Political observers are talking about how the black vote could be divided.
Well, this is a city, though, that is it's balkanized in ethnic groups. So you will have divided. If Chuy Garcia gets in, then you could say, how are we going to slice and dice this? Is it the black female vote is divided with Lori and Alderman Sophia King? So I think in a case like this, I don't think it should ever be assumed that it was going to be monolithic anyway.
Right.
Yeah.
So we have a few other ways to slice and dice it. But in general, the more candidates out there, the better it is for Lori Lightfoot.
Absolutely. Yeah. Garcia gave Rahm Emanuel a run for his money last time. Like Lynn notes, most people don't know their Cook County commissioner like Brandon Johnson. He's my commissioner. But yeah, and to the point of the balkanization, right? You go west of Western, you see fewer Lightfoot signs. You see a lot of Willie Wilson signs, right? That's how they track their voters. They know which neighborhoods to go to.
Let's take a question from YouTube. Clay Goodpasture says, why do we have second elections in February for mayor and alderman? Wouldn't the city save money if we voted for local elections at the same time as our state election? What do you think?
Well, I could explain why it happens, but I think it doesn't matter.
So Lynn has the whole history.
Lynn's like, well.
So
they sat around a table and they decided.
We have in the state of Illinois, it was decided that municipal elections should be in odd years and that there should be a separation from the statewide contests. So we could debate if this is good civic policy or not, but given that we already have a lot on our plate right now with the even number elections, in terms of our civic life, it might be a plus to separate it out.
Yeah, I feel like it would be overwhelming.
In many municipalities, not all, in Chicago is one, these contests are run nonpartisan. So in just a quick thing, in Chicago, we have a 2-step system for electing a mayor. In February, if no one gets a majority, then there is a runoff. So that would be a harder, you could have that all on the ballot now, but you already have a bunch on there.
Yeah.
So if we added, your alderman or whatever, or in the mayor's race, it would be there. But
that
is at least why it is We could have another show maybe on if this is the way it should be.
Should it be this way? And would it save money on the next reset? No, I'm kidding. So before we close out city politics here on the recap, the Aldermanic exodus continues, Carrie. This week, 12th Ward Alderman George Cardenas said that he's going to step down. What's he best known for?
He's from McKinley Park, Southwest Side. He would probably tout all the, he's built schools over in McKinley Park and back of the yards. I haven't covered him closely. I mean, we should note that some of the exodus of, the aldermen who are retiring, he actually has another position on the horizon. He is.
So that's why he's
in
resigning.
He's in an uncontested race for Cook County Board of Review next week. So this isn't a sudden resignation. We knew this was coming. But it will be the fourth alderman that Mayor Lightfoot will have selected by the end of the year. Obviously, Nicole Lee in Bridgeport, Chinatown, Timmy Knutson in Lincoln Park for Michelle Smith, and then Michael Scott's, forgive me, I'm forgetting his sister's first name, in his ward as he went over to the Board of Ed.
Any speculation on who she might appoint for Cardenas?
No idea. I have no idea.
That is Carrie Shepherd, lead producer of CityCast Chicago, a daily podcast and newsletter. We've got Alex Degman, statehouse reporter for WBEZ, and Lynn Sweet of the Chicago Sun-Times. They're going to stick around because, believe it or not, there is much more recap to come.